We are always out on the water, rain, sleet, snow, or shine. We don't sit in an office or a garage or whatever and talk about fishing. We come out and we test the baits that we talk about in real world conditions. We don't just open a box up, look at them and tell you what they should do. We come out here, put them in the water and show you what they do. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about our winter apparel. A lot of you geeks have asked me about some of the rain suits that we use, like the Striker rain suit that we've been using for the past year or two. Some of you have asked me about the gloves. And so I just ask you, do you want me to show you some of the stuff we've used for the past 3 to 4 years? We're going to talk about the good, the bad, what we like and what we don't like about the things we've used. Now, some of the stuff that we've used, they may have updated, they may have upgraded, but it's hard to test something when you just pull it out of a box and you look at it. So in the description below, we'll put links to the new or updated versions of these products. So we're going to talk about some different cold weather gear. I'm going to talk about suits, overall, what I like, what I don't about them. We're going to talk about some accessories, what we like and what we don't. And, you know, one of the things that I'm going to say right off the bat is that most well-known rain suit or cold weather gear companies don't make, for guys that's 3X or above. Good luck finding it. And I'll be the first to tell you, and I'll call out these names. Like, I don't work with any of these names because I'm not the body style that they want people to be seen in. They want Mike back there, you know, slim little beanpole that looks good in everything he wears. Me, I look like a blimp, you know, in a tight rain suit, and, you know, it's just how it is. But I ain't never been skinny. I've been in real good shape and still being a strong fat man. You know what I'm saying? And I know there's a lot of you guys out there that are bigger than me who need big rain suits. So first off, what I'll say to the industry is shame on you all for not doing it, because you want to know if you're going to keep a big guy dry. It's easy to keep a skinny guy. They can put a hat on and it's like an umbrella. But keeping my big dry, it takes work. So we're going to talk about some things. You can tell it kind of ticks me off a little. But I've got some good suits, and I'll tell you what I tend to find is if you're going to be dry, you're not going to have a lot of insulation. If you're going to have true rainproof, you're not going to have a lot of breathability. So it's all a trade. And 90% of the rain suits or the winter clothing that you're going to see in this video will do a little bit of one and a lot of the other. And so the very first thing I want to jump into is I want to jump into jackets. So a few years back, I had a pro qualifier. I don't have it anymore. I gave it away. It was a pretty good suit from Bass Pro Shops. I had a 100-mile-per-hour suit. That was a pretty good suit, kept you good and warm. The Pro Qualifier, I'll tell you this, the Pro Qualifier and the 100-mile-per-hour suits, again, insulated suits, but breathable, which means you're going to get wet. Rain resistant, not rain proof. So there's a little difference. All right, first up, we're going to talk about the Sims outfit. Now, the good thing about it is it's good and roomy. It's very well insulated. Love the pockets. Love the breast pocket. The breast pocket got a little sunglasses cleaner in there. You know, of course, the hood does come around, latch up, pull down tight. A little bit of in the back there. Got the little to strap on to your hat. If you're like me and you're always wearing a hat. So a lot of good things about this suit. You're not going to wear it in heavy rain. I don't remember, it's rain resistant. It's more of a cold weather deal. So if it's going to be raining, this is not a rain suit. This is a winter suit. Love the knee pads. Us big boys have got some good, and there's actual pads in there. That's what I like. So some pretty good stuff. Again, there's no real true inside pocket. Don't really care for that much. There's just these netting, and this is your bibs. The bibs fit good. This is a 3X. I'm a 3X, upper end of a 3X. But the bibs fit good. These are very soft. It's gonna be a little weird, but what I don't like is it doesn't have a two-way zipper. I'm a guy, okay? I'm a fat guy. Fat guys know when your hands are cold, things run from you. Now, like I said, I mean, this is a good winter suit. Keeps the wind off pretty good. If it's breathable, sometimes you're gonna get wind, but the good news is, like I said, these are pretty good in the sense that they've got enough insulation that they keep things off of you pretty well. You got some pockets up here, pretty good suit. You know, for winter time, probably one of my favorite cold weather suits, just because of how comfortable it is, how much room as far as a 3X it's got. Do they make it above 3X? I don't think so. Again, links will be in the description. So, not a lot of bad that I can say with this. Oh, that's right, I'm lying. There is an inside pocket right here with a zipper. I forgot about that. It's kind of in the lining right there. I've just seen that, and I forgot about it because I haven't worn it in a while. Now, what are we wearing this year? What the clothes are we wearing this year? We're going to save that to the end. But there is a nice little pocket right there for your phone or whatever. So, can't say a lot of bad stuff. Pretty sure, though, that, again, this does not come in bigger than a 3X. I might be wrong. I might be giving Sims a hard time when they don't deserve it. But we'll check. Now, Aftco is one of those companies when it comes to big men that maybe it's just me, but I've got a little bit of an issue with. Good suit. It's a little more rain resistant than the Sim suit. Little less insulation. But a good suit. Reminds me a whole lot of the Pro Qualifier that I had. As far as lightweight, the Sims is gonna be a little heavier, a little bulkier, but I had a lot more movement in that suit. Now, pros and cons. Again, probably not gonna wear this when it's a downpour. And if you do, you're gonna get wet. Which, you know, really and truthfully, any rain suit, you're gonna get wet. But this is gonna get heavy. Any of your really insulated rain suits, there's very few of them out there that's 100% waterproof. Kind of the problem I have with Aftco is to find anything that's over or even at 3X is almost impossible. And they've got pretty much one group of products, and they call it the big man, which read my mind, Aftco. It's almost, I almost didn't want to buy it just because it's like, here's all these cool rain suits and here's all these cool winter suits, and then, well, none of them has this. Oh, the big man. In other words, the fat. Here you go, Lord. Here's your rain suit. You know, way to go. So, again, maybe it's just me, but, you know, I've been big bone my whole life, and, you know, whatever. So, now, let's get down to the suit. I do like this suit. Like I said, the jacket's a little more lightweight. It's got all the connections in it. You know, you can bundle up real good. You can pull it down. I mean, you're going to be nice and protected going down the lake. Got the jacket pocket. Doesn't really have any of the elbow or knee pads. There's no padded knees in it. It does have a neoprene about halfway down the arm, so you can tighten that up, and that'll help keep any sort of water and wind from getting up in there, both sides. And then of course you've got the exterior too, Velcro, and everything on this suit is double, so you can unzip either way. And for a man, that is the way. Got the good inside pocket in there. No other pockets, just those two right here. And of course your hand pockets. You can tighten it up on the sides, so you can pull it tight to you so that it's not flapping when you're going down the lake. Good stuff. And that's really about it as far as the jacket goes. The jacket even has a standalone jacket. I like it pretty good. I wear it at times when, you know, without the bibs. So it's a good little jacket to keep on, keep the air off of you. Keeps the air off pretty good. Maybe not quite as well as the Sims, but they're pretty well balanced. So let's talk about the bibs. And I don't know why this is. This is any pant manufacturer out there, right? Not every fat guy is tall. And we would appreciate it if you wouldn't assume that when you're making pants. Because if the crotch of the pants hang low, a fat boy is more than likely to rip it because it's in the wrong place. So we get big and tall, but it should be big and tall, not big and tall. Okay? Understand what I'm saying to you guys? So the only bad thing that I can say about these, really and truthfully, is they bunch at the bottom, because I'm not 6'5", you know, but I still weigh 350, so I'm about as wide as I am tall. Good stuff, you know. I don't know, you know, me and Mike was talking about this before. I kind of like this and I kind of don't. It makes it easy, but it makes it hard to find them because they don't hang as low. Got the pocket, you know, good deep pocket there. You know, you've got no pockets down here whatsoever. Now, there are a couple pockets for your hands right here, but if you got the jacket on, it really kind of useless. But, you know, hey, there's some fleece line pockets there. Now, what I do like is at least this one decided to put a zipper down low. Now, what I don't like is, for some reason, they put a little piece of material in here and another zipper. I didn't need one more thing to get through. You feel me? Don't know why they done that. I guess it's a piss shield. I don't get it. I don't understand it, but it's there. Again, the pants do unzip, and they have the Velcro tighten, so you tighten it around your ankles to keep the wind from blowing. Get it tied around your boots. There's no knee pads in this. There is knee pad material, and yeah, that's the good and bad of this. So Mike is going to be the model for this one. I left mine at the house. Trust me, we're out here fishing and we're carrying a bunch of clothes. So storing it has been fun. I mean, we got probably 2 suitcases full of rain suits and cold weather gear. Now we're going to be talking about the striker suit. Now, this is probably my go-to. Well, it definitely is my go-to rain suit. It's definitely the driest of the bunch. It does still let a little bit of rain in. But overall, definitely the driest of the bunch. It's got a good hood. Again, comes out over your hat. You can pull it all tight, all the adjustments, so that you're going down the lake and things ain't flopping. So I'm going to give you one thing that I hate about this, and I've got 2 of these striker jackets that you see Mike wearing right there. Both of them on the hood, the pull tights, the little clamps, I had to order more off Amazon because they broke. both of them. All four, both sides on both jackets, for whatever reason, have broke. You can fix that by ordering some on Amazon. It works just fine. So that's probably the only thing I hate about it. Love the clips when it comes to the bibs. They move with you, they tilt. We haven't had the first bit of trouble. When I first seen them, I thought, oh man, these are probably gonna break easy. Thus far, they have held up. Those little pockets on the side are fleece line, keep your hands a little bit warm. It's got 2 waterproof zipper breast pockets, which I love. It's got 2 nice, like, external, I don't know how to say it, but bulging, kind of like carpenter pant pockets on the thighs. It's got adjustments around the bottom to be able to pull it tight. Of course, it's got the leg adjustments, and the leg adjustments, the zipper on the leg goes all the way, I mean almost to your hip, all the way down. You've got the Velcro to tighten it down. It's not 100% rainproof, and there's 0 insulation to that. Now, one thing I'm going to say about Striker that I love is they make some incredible rain suits and cold water suits, I think up to 6X, maybe even bigger in some. And I want to say thank you to them. Again, we do not work with Striker. We don't work with any of these companies. But I want to say thank you to Striker for thinking about the big boys. Now listen, guys, we're big. Don't complain about the money. Don't piss and moan about it. We're big. Its material is sold by yard, and we got an extra yard or two than most of the other guys. Okay, so we're not going to get it cheap. It's just how it is. But in that rain suit, because you have plenty of room, there's a couple of different options that you can have that you can put under it. One of the things that they sold me that a lot of the guys down south. Now listen, they make cold weather gear. Again, it's not going to be dry. It's going to be more like the Sims, very insulated, that will float you. So if you fall in the water, it will float you. Now it's going to be very hot for down here for most of the southern guys. But that's pretty impressive. I mean, that's a pretty neat thing. Hypothermia is a real thing, and we're going to talk about that a little bit in our accessories section that we're going to talk about. But that's what I like about the rain suit. It's my summer rain suit, and a lot of times it gets so hot around here, I just assume go ahead and get wet, because that thing is rainproof enough to where it'll sweat you to death during the summer. Michael sat back there and keep the rain off of him, and I'm like, to hell with that. I'm just gonna let it rain. It'll get hot enough to dry me off here in just a few minutes. But yeah, she'll do her job. She's got neoprene in the wrist, the adjustments, just like the Aftco brand. It's a really good rain suit, but again, no insulation. But they sell accessories to help you out with that. All right, so I tried to get on the insulated add-ons to the Striker suit. I forgot I had lost a few pounds. Those were 2X, not 3X. So we're gonna have Mike model those for you too. He's definitely not a 2X, but he'll fit them better than I can. So one of the things that Striker recommended to me was this really cool hoodie. Now it's not a hoodie like this. It's a very insulated kind of hard shell hoodie. It's got zippers up the side. You pull it on and you zip up. It's not going to flex like a normal cotton hoodie would, but on cold days it's extremely warm. Now it doesn't keep a lot of the air out, so if it's a windy day and it's a little cold and windy, what you do is you put that hoodie on beneath the Striker rain suit jacket that we wear. So that's kind of like adding insulation to that jacket. And like I said, the hoodie's really nice on a good day, a late fall day when it's just a little bit chill in the air. you can put that on and you can stay pretty dang warm. It's got a zipper pocket here, got the regular hoodie pocket. The hood has the pull downs, so when you're going down the lake, you can pull it down tight. It's got a little breastplate right here that's going to keep the wind from going down into the hoodie. So really a great little hoodie. I hate that I've put on enough weight to where I can't actually use it. Now, moving on to the Striker bibs. The bibs are a lot like the bibs that come with it. Doesn't have the dual kind of pooch thigh pockets, you know, where you can store a lot of stuff, but it does have double zippers so that you can use the restroom as a guy. You don't have to take the whole bibs off. It's got the same sort of latches, but it's insulated. I think it just comes in black. I don't think it comes that it'll match the rain suit. It might, I don't remember, but it is a very good rain suit. Got the double waterproof breast pockets, and got a couple of pockets here too. So really good, keeps the wind off of you. Got the long zipper on the side, the Velcro strips around the legs. So anything that I could say bad about the bibs on Striker, which is mainly the P zipper, I can't say about the insulated Striker bibs. So again, another good set of bibs. And again, I have to give Striker a big shout out because I know they make those bibs in some pretty good sizes for us big boys. So now we're going to get into a little bit of mix and match, a little bit of an accessories. So this and this are from Amazon. One of the things that me and Mike wanted were just some pants, some pullover pants that keeps the wind off of you. So on a day when, say, it's not really cold, but the wind's blowing, you just need to keep that wind off your legs. These are incredible. I think it's Eye Creek, but you know, there's a ton of companies that make these. They've got the pockets in them here, and you know, basically you pull them on over top and they've got, you know, some mesh inside. They do have some Velcro that goes around the ankles so you can seal them up. So, you know, these are great. Got 3 pair of these for a little or nothing on Amazon, and you'll see me in these a lot. They're easy to get on, they're easy to get off. They keep the wind off of you. If I'm wearing shorts and it's a little windy, they keep me warm. If I'm wearing pants, like I've just got some standard kind of carpenter khaki jean pants on right now, and they're not a problem. And it's almost as cold as we fish, which is down in the 30s. A lot of times this is all it takes to keep me warm. Now for the vest. So the vest is a little bit of a story. This is one of the heated vests. So last year, me and Mike had kind of looked into these. We'd never used any sort of the heated products. I bought my mom a heated jacket. I bought my wife a heated jacket. They both loved them. So me and Mike thought, well, you know what? Let's see how much we're actually going to use them. I bought us a couple of heated vests. They were a little cheaper. We got the rain suits and stuff. We kind of put it on, and we really liked them, except for our arms. So that's the only thing. It heats the back of your neck, the front, and the back. And we were pretty impressed with them. You know, it's inside pocket. There's a battery. You cut it on right here. But overall, these things are pretty simple. Like I said, you got a little battery right here that you charge up. Most of all of them look like that. Some of them's got a little digital readout on them. But that leads us to this year. So this year, me and Mike's done something a little bit different. Mom and my wife told me they loved their heated jackets so much. They're still using them to this day. It's been a year later. They haven't had any problems with the batteries, that I decided for Christmas I was going to get me and Mike heated jackets. Now, we went all out. We got them on a Black Friday sale, but we made sure that they had heating in the arms, back of the neck, chest, and back. something that I love about this jacket is that when I put my hands in, the heaters are right here. So they will act as hand heaters too. Something I hate about this jacket is I'm a 3X. Again, on the higher end of 3X. So if you're on the higher end of whatever size you are, you may want to push up one level. But we've been out here in the teens, and I wore a t-shirt, this hoodie, and this jacket. And on high, it will burn you up. This thing is amazing. Again, it's insulated, it's cold weather gear, it is rain resistant, it is not rain proof. So if it's going to come a downpour and it's cold, and as I tell Mike all the time, I can stand cold and I can stand wet, but I ain't putting up with cold, wet. I would rather be out in the snow than in the cold, like freezing cold rain. Now, again, it's got some neoprene in here, little hand. You can tighten her up on the outside so you can keep the wind out. Just a really, so far, I've been nothing but impressed with these jackets. Mike jokingly calls them our 35 degree or less jackets because when you put them on, we did buy a spare battery. And so what we do is on the inside, you've got two pockets right here. So we'll put one in here, and then one, you've got your battery pocket right here. Now this, for a fat boy, is a little something I don't like. I wished the button was on the chest like the vest to cut it on, cut it up and down. Unfortunately, it's right here. And when a fat boy bends down, things scrunch together and it cuts it on when I want it off, or it cuts it off or down or up. So I got to constantly look at Mike because, you know, I can't see below the curve and be like, Mike, what am I on? So, you know, that's the only thing I wish was different on this jacket. It's warm. We were out the other day. I want to say it was in the low 40s. The temperature started out in the upper 30s. Never had to cut it on. The hoodie and the t-shirt underneath it, never had to cut it on. I will say my mom just bought me for Christmas, so this is something that you guys can leave a review down in the description about. She bought me some Wrangler fleece lined, the khaki jean kind of carpenter pants like these. So I'm really interested in getting them out and trying them out in some colder weather, because I know me and Mike are already talking about the heated pants and even the heated socks. But like I said, with this jacket right here, I would probably, if you're on the upper end of any size, I'd probably go up a size. If you think you want to wear, and again, I would tell you, don't put any more than what I got on right now. A hoodie, a t-shirt, it's all you need, because the farther you get those heaters away from your body, the less they're going to work. So, you know, I don't even wear my thermals under these. It's literally just, I got a BassGeek t-shirt on, a K9 hoodie, and this jacket. It's what I've been wearing all winter long so far. So, really happy about it. The hood pulls over, pulls down tight. You can, keeps the air off of you when you're going down the lake fast. This, so far, has been worth every penny. The reason we bought two batteries is because on high, they only last about 4 hours. Most of the time in the wintertime, you only got about 8 hours of daylight. So if you're running on high at 4 hours, trust me, 90% of the time, all you're going to need is about low or medium in this jacket. So really great jacket. Got the hands with the zippers. Got the zippers on the side. Got two pockets on your inside here that you can store things. So plenty of storage. The pull-ups, pull up tight. Again, worth every penny. This jacket, when me and Mike first got them out of the box, we lifted them up. I thought they were going to be kind of light and thin. I was so very wrong. These things are heavy. They're heavy duty. They're for the coldest of weather, I can promise you. So now we're talking about accessories, and this is one that you should have. This is not the top end, you know, there's several made. This is just a little old cheap one from Bass Pro Shops. I got one for me and Mike. During the wintertime, when you're really layered up, you got a lot of clothes on, you're fishing, might want to try and keep this on. I know we're not the best at it, but what's great about these is they're small, they're not really in the way a lot, and they're easy to get on and get off. So, and in the cold weather, if you fall in, this might just save your life. So a good little accessory to have. Something else that I think is a big safety, really all the way through spring, anytime it's raining, when the lakes are being filled back up around here, and there's a lot of stuff floating on those cloudy days, and that's a pair of ski goggles. You can get these at Amazon pretty cheap, and what I love about them is they're just magnetically. I like the high vis right now because it actually brightens everything up. It gives a little bit of contrast. This is what most skiers use on days when it's overcast, because you can see all the bumps, all the, you know, stuff that might cause you to lose your balance and go down. It's a great tool to have. Like I said, you can get them on there for a little bit of nothing. These are Adrenalin. I mean, I've had 2 or 3 pairs of them, and so far this pair has been the best pair. We'll put the hood on, put the glasses on over top of it, and what's great is when you're going down the lake, unlike sunglasses, the wind still doesn't get up in there. Unlike sunglasses, the rain still doesn't get up in there and hit your eyes. You're not squinting. Your eyes aren't watering when it's cold and you're going down the lake, so you can actually see where you're going. You're completely wide-eyed. They don't fog up like some of the masks, and they're a lot easier to store in your boat than a helmet. So you get 2 guys going down the lake, and hey, what I always tell Mike, you know, we got him a pair, and it's always better to have, you know, 2 sets of eyes looking as you go, because I may miss something. So it's always good to have me and Mike watching out for debris or waves or boats or whatever. And when you're getting that cold air hitting you in the face and eyes, and you're looking out a slit, it's not that safe, guys. So wear these. I know they might look a little goofy, but to me they're safe, and 2 helmets in this boat would take up a lot more space than we got to give. So now let's talk about boggins, as we call them down here in the South. Beanies, whatever you want to call them. So I wear my BassGeek beanie. Mike's got a different version of it. Guys, I'm sorry about the store. We've had a lot of problems out of the store. You know, so right now it's not up. It's not out there. And we're working on it. We're going to try. It's not a priority right now, but we're going to try and get it up. And we got a lot of great products, beanies, hats, you know, a bunch of different hats, a bunch of different boggins, a bunch of different shirts. We've even got some shirts kind of in line, but you know, right now you can't get these, and I'm sorry. So I'm going to give you a very good kind of extra. This is a Striker brand beanie. What I like about this is it is heavily insulated, so you will stay very warm with the Striker beanie. Now, what I don't like about this is you can't flip that up. For whatever reason, they put their little thing in there. So it does have a little bit of a top, and it actually comes with a little fuzzball if you guys are that kind of guy, so you enjoy that sort of thing. You know, it's fine. But I've wore this for about 2 years now. Keeps me very warm, keeps my ears warm. I can pull it down in the back, and it works very, very well. So let's talk about gloves. These are probably one of the warmest gloves that I've ever used. And what I like about them is they are formed to kind of how your hand naturally sits. They do have both, you know, opening, and you tell I've had these for a while, openings for your thumb. They do use Velcro to keep them back. They are neoprene, so literally they are waterproof. It's the same stuff that divers use. You stick your hand down a live well, they're not going to get wet. They are fleece lined, and you take this and wrap around your hand. And I really like these gloves, all except for one thing. Well, two things. The Velcro could stand to be upgraded. It doesn't work well. The more you move, the more it tends to pop up, the more it tends to get in the way. But I mean, I've fished with these. You can tell I've fished with these for a long time. They're not bad at all. They're great gloves. They're by Glacier Glove. Some of the things that, the other thing, and I wouldn't really call this that I don't like it, but man, these are not for cold-ish weather. Your hands, they don't breathe. Your hands will sweat in these. I mean, I don't care who you are, your hands are going to sweat. They're fleece lined neoprene, no air, no water gets through them. They are some of the warmest gloves I've ever used. Again, Glacier gloves. So, I mean, I guess they're made to be on a glacier somewhere because, buddy, these things get hot. These are the gloves that I've been wearing for the past 2 years. They've held up real well. They are, again, Amazon purchases, just like these were Amazon purchases. These are called Palmies. Now, they're water resistant. They're not waterproof, so you're not going to wear them in the rain. Don't reach down into the live well to get a bass with them. They are pretty warm. Again, Velcro attached both ways. I like that they have 3 fingers. It's one of my favorite part about them, that they have 3 fingers on here. Something else that I like is that they have magnets. Now, this is good and bad. When you put them out, they stay there. So they're good, strong magnets. They're not moving. But that means when you're tying baits on, they're attracted to the magnet. So when you're tying on, might want to take them off, or at least make sure they're like that. And then even sometimes, you know, you get that. So yeah. But I do like the magnets way better than I like the Velcro. I like that you've got 3 fingers. You got good grip on here. They fit me very well. You've got the wraparound. I like these gloves. These they're not, I mean, they're warm. They're not, my hands don't get cold, but anytime you're going to have to get the finger cut off, your finger's going to get a little cold. So going down the lake though, when I've got them in, and you can see there's a little fleece in these to help keep these fingers just a touch warmer. That's not the case in the other ones, but these don't really get cold. So you've got that fleece in there, and they work great so far. I've enjoyed them. They're from a company, I guess that's called Palmy, and I've really had a good time. Something that I love to get them off, they've got the little ring right there. So when you Velcro, and I'll tell you what, if they use this Velcro on those gloves, you just take this and you pull it right off. That's what that ring's there for. Oh. So there you go. Good gloves. I'll probably use them for another season as long as they hold up. Now, last but not least, we picked up some boots from Amazon. I'll be honest with you, I don't remember who makes them. Again, links to everything will be in the description below, wherever we can scrounge it up to find it. These are like the boat boots. They're water resistant. They've got a little bit of insulation in them. But me and Mike are kind of, we're kind of hit or miss. They get a little cold on us, even though we wear insulated socks with them, some pretty big thick socks, and we just, whatever we've got there. But as far as like weather resistant, if it's raining during the spring or during the late fall, they're great. Like, they are waterproof as it gets. So if you want to keep your feet dry, they are definitely the way to go. I would like to find a pair that maybe has a little more insulation in them for winter time, because where they're basically plastic or rubber, they can get a little chilly if the outside gets cold. So we're still playing around with that. If you guys have any good suggestions, I don't want no muck boots or nothing crazy like that. I want to be able to move around on the boat and be comfortable standing all day. Again, Fat Boy 350, okay? I ain't standing all day on something that's gonna make my back worse. All right, geeks, that is pretty much everything we use for our cold weather gear. Hope you guys like it. Tell me what your all's favorites are down in the description. And we've got a video we shot last year talking about a lot of things that we use in this boat out on the lake that we use to stay safe this time of year. And I'll leave that link to that video right here. Otherwise, questions, comments in the comment section below. Like it if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you ring the bell so you get notifications when these videos come out. And as always, you geeks rock.